Lori. Oh my God. I saw Hubby in the hospital, and yeah, I thought that he seemed to be taking the situation kind of glibly, although it was video, so I don't know what he's like. But then, I saw this video about your thoughts on the matter and some of the things that you told us. My mother's dying of acute renal failure now. They just wore her out. She's 78. And she's been on dialysis 3 times a week, 4 hours a day, for over a year. And he does not need to think of that as just dialysis, because it makes her absolutely miserable. Her life is miserable. The days that she has dialysis, it just wipes her out. And then the days off, they're better, but guess what? You're looking forward to going back the very next morning. She has Saturday and Sunday. There's only 2 consecutive days that she doesn't have dialysis. And she's just totally miserable and is actually contemplating quitting it and just dying. So, number one, dialysis is not a good thing. I also had an uncle on my dad's side who died of kidney failure, and he did the dialysis thing at home. And that is not something that you want either. Because it's not like you can afford a machine to put in your house. It's like something that's in you. They do it in your abdominal cavity somehow. And guess what? It's a miserable experience too. I was talking with my aunt. He's dead now, but I was talking with my aunt when my dad died to let her know that Dad was gone. And she kind of went off into the dialysis thing at home. It's not a pretty picture. Not a pretty picture. Also, the thing about dialysis is that it is very hard on your heart. Very hard. It wears your heart out. So, your lifespan, there's people that go on dialysis and they're for years, but probably relatively healthy people to begin with, Number 2 is a goodly percentage, and I think I read somewhere around 25% or 20% or something like that. It's nothing to sneeze at. People that go on dialysis have a stroke within 6 months, and my mother had a stroke, and now she can't walk, can't sit up in bed by herself. It's really sad. He has a stroke, and then once you've had a stroke, she's very likely, even more likely now, to have another one. So that's something else that he needs to think about. Number 2 or 3, whichever it is, his legs look horrible, and he's diabetic. I have great aunts that were diabetic, and one of them just bumped her leg on a chair or something walking through the house and broke the skin, and it took like 4 years to heal because the extremities don't heal well with diabetics, and she almost lost her leg. So as bad as, I don't know what his state of health is. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but he's diabetic. His legs look like that. He could lose those things. And, the wheelchair thing, you think, well, I'll get around on a wheelchair. But wait, you may not have any place that you really want to walk to. Doesn't look like a walker. But hubby's going to miss being able to get up and walk to wherever. The bathroom, wherever, the kitchen, you name it. He's going to miss being able to just stand up. I'm concerned for him. I had trouble with swelling in my legs, and I took it very seriously and fixed that. And I obviously was concerned about kidney failure because of my family history and my mom and my uncle. And he said, well, it has everything to do with, a whole lot to do with, you know, how long you go with your blood pressure unchecked, because that blood pressure kills or bursts the little tubers in your kidneys that make all that magic happen, and then you just fill up with fluid. So I took that very seriously, and now I'm trying to even get my blood pressure down even lower, to a really, really safe point, you know. You just got to take care of yourself, you know. And, you know, I'm working on the weight thing, so I can't say done him for being fat, but, you know, you got to try, you know. If you're trying, doesn't do anything but keep it from getting worse, you know. I mean, the last thing you want is for them to have to cut a hole in the door to get your butt out of the house. I don't care whether you post this video response or not. I'm just talking to you anyway. But I'm concerned for your husband and hubby. I think he said his name was Brian one time, but hubby will do. And I know you can't make him give a shit, but he really needs to give a shit. He needs to sober up a little bit and just smell the coffee or whatever you call it. I hope he does. I hope he does. Hope he does. Good luck.